Hi Scorpio, hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the middle of second week in August, really. So we're going to be pulling messages for the archetype of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Remember, these are general messages. Take what resonates, throw out the rest. Don't try to make it fit if it's not your reading. I don't know you. I don't know your personal chart per se. So just take this all as food for thought. But I feel like I'm just getting a lot of messages, lots of stuff being downloaded, Scorpio. I mean, you have this new moon in Leo hitting on the 8th in your 10th house of career, conjunct the sun. Really awesome for anything having to do with career, long-term goals, public reputation, your standing in the world. Really, really nice energy there. And then we have Mars and Venus in Virgo. And then on the 11th, that Mercury energy is going to be joining them in Virgo in your 11th house of hopes and wishes in the future and goals and gains and friends and all of that. So there's going to be a lot of energy in that, like that 10th and 11th house. But at the same time, we have that Uranus sitting in that 7th house of relationships, marriage, contracts, business partners, anything like that. And so that is going to be what we call an inconjunct or quincunx with that 2nd house of money, work, income, your material possessions, things that matter to you. So there's some sort of like tense energy that's going on right now that needs to be released, having to do with money, again, work, income, daily routines, material possessions, your priorities, what matters to you, your habits, your job, anything like that. All right, I just feel like that is something that's coming in, but also it's not only that, like it's also in conjunct with the 11th house, which is that Mars, Venus, and Mercury energy in Virgo, where there's going to be a lot of call to problem solve, having to do with what it is that you want to bring into your future. So there's, you know what I mean? Like there's going to be a lot of energy having to do with career, but then it's like beyond that, what is that career going to be bringing you in a way pragmatically, or whatever it is that you're looking to push forward in your life, having to do with your long-term goals and your long-term structure. There's something tense that's coming in that's connected to relationships or contracts. It could even be business contracts, right? But there's some sort of surprise. And honestly, keeping it real, Scorpio, I mean, you guys are the energy of change. Uranus, in that energy, you might be changing in a very surprising way your interpersonal style, how you show up in relationship, what you're willing to allow people to get away with and what you're not, and where it is that you want to go. Because Uranus is like, boom, it's like, that's the energy of the revolutionary. It kind of comes out of nowhere and it's very powerful. So having Uranus and Taurus in that 7th house, in conjunct the 2nd house, I just feel like something is going to be changing as far as your perception about money, how you make money, what matters to you in your day-to-day. A lot of you, if you're in the space of relationship or being in a business partnership, this new realization that you're going with is going to end up impacting those relationships and where it is that you end up going. That's going to end up inciting a lot of really good conversation having to do with that 11th house of groups, people that you work with, having to do with your friends. But what I like about it is it's a very eye-opening energy. The 11th house is the energy of the humanitarian. It's ruled by Aquarius. Well, Aquarius is the landlord, which is ruled by Uranus. So you're going to be very focused on the future. You're very focused on keeping it real, though, too, also, Scorpio, for those of you, not to cut myself off, but it's just occurring to me. For those of you who are trying to get pregnant, you have Neptune in the 5th, which would be that idea of fertility. And you have Mars, Venus, and then you're going to have Mercury energy in Virgo in the 11th, which is 11th house is really the house of the scientist, right? Of getting scientific help, right? Because Uranus rules that science and technology. So if any of you are having any sort of trouble conceiving or any trouble like that, this could certainly be an energy where you're getting the help that you need, right, from a doctor. This could also indicate some of you meeting somebody really dreamy and fabulous online, right? I mean, with Mars and Venus, with Mercury and Virgo in the 11th, there could be a lot of connection in a way that really makes you feel very good about yourself online, right? Very dreamy, but it could be a very smoke and mirror energy, so just make sure that you stay very grounded if you're in that space. Enjoy it while you're in it, but you know. So we have help from above, go with the flow, and yin. Okay, to try very hard, when we get yin, yin is the feminine energy. It's about not being too like that alpha male kind of energy, not being too aggressive. There's nothing wrong with being assertive, but trying to be more like wise and shrewd and calm, and just it's a very wise energy, yin, right? Because women are very wise, and in that way, and in a more silent way. But there is this energy that's calling for you to go with the flow. I feel like somebody's got your back on the other side, trying to keep you grounded. Maybe somebody, a parent or a grandparent or a loved one who's passed over. Scorpio, I feel like a lot of you are getting help here. We have this idea of letting go, being clarified by rejuvenate, being clarified by clean it up. So it's really time to work on getting past something that's still been hanging out on your soul, right? Like that residue on the soul. We need to sort of scrape off sometimes, right? And to be able to move ourselves forward. And we're talking about cleaning it up, though. It's important to understand that we can only clean up our own stuff and nobody else's. We all know that, but yet it's so funny how a lot of times we try to sit and we ruminate. We try to figure out, why did they do that? And why do they need to do this? And why is this happening this way? And if only. No. Just look at your space in something, right? And figure out how you can let something go that's not working for you, that's not working for you, having to do with a relationship, a job, a family situation, whatever it is. Just work, but that just doing that is just going to make you feel so much better. So much better. And keeping it real, because we have the new moon in Leo, conjunct the sun, there's a lot of focus there. In that 10th house, yes, it has to do with career and long-term goals, guys, but it also has to do with father. And so, you might be letting go of some sort of issue, something that's gone on with father, the idea of father. Okay, and we have help from above, so, I don't know if maybe you're working through, some issues that you had with your dad, and maybe he's passed on, and he's actually very present in trying to help you work through some things. I just feel a very sort of like, of course, you guys are Scorpio, I'm like a very deep, sort of like underground, under it all kind of energy here. We have hole in the soul, being clarified by make no judgments, being clarified by Treasure Island. Wow. Okay. So, wow, this is an energy of being really, really honest, making no judgments, including of yourself, right? Figuring out where do you feel a sense of lack in your life. You can't not see it. You can't not see it. There's so much focus on where your life is going right now, on your long-term goals, because the sun is in there. And we have the new moon in Leo. And Leo is all about, it's very focused on your own needs. It's what you like to do because you like to do it. Leo is the energy of falling in love, romance, your children, all of these things. Where are all of these things heading in your life? And where do you feel a sense of lack? And it's not, and we're not going through this energy where, as an exercise in blaming anybody, saying, well, if A, B, and C could have only showed up in a more responsible way, if they could have been better in the marriage, or if that person could have been a better business partner, none of that matters. And don't judge yourself. Don't be like, why did I stay in it for so long? Or why did I no judgments. Recognize where the lack is. And really get in touch with that. Treasure Island really is about this treasure chest of gold underneath, deep in the emotions, right? That this guy here is going down and bringing up for us to look at, for us to open up and really appreciate, right? Getting in touch with what it is that you really want and what it is that you really feel. You're getting help from above as you need to let go, as you're trying to transition into a healthier space, recognizing where do you feel the sense of lack, going towards that, not away from. Going towards where you feel the stress, the anxiety, the sense of lack, the missing, the not having, the less than, whatever it is for you, because that's the very thing that you need to actually work on. Because I want to tell you, like the new moon in Leo, it's like help is coming. So help is coming for you, having to do with those long-term plans, having to do with that career, if it's that, having to do with getting over that situation with your father. Even if you're experiencing any sort of stress in the home, right? Because the 10th house sits opposite the 4th house. Getting help. That's really the new moon in Leo is really about getting help. Leo's a beautiful friend energy, really is. It's not only about falling in love, about love affairs and romance. Libra's not the only sign of a friend, neither is Gemini, right? I mean, if we had to like boil it down to like the top 3, it's certainly Libra, Leo, and Gemini are the friend energies. Okay. Everybody could be good friends, for goodness sake. That's silly. And we all have all of the signs in our chart. So if you're any other sign, you have it somewhere in you. But, you know, that archetypal energy is the one that really does resonate with friendship. Okay. So I feel like coming into this energy in the space of trying to figure something out, Moon and Libra, how it is that you really feel underneath about this situation that's going on, this change in relationship, marriage, some sort of business contract. And I'm saying change because you have Uranus sitting in Taurus in that 7th house, and you're in this emotional stalemate. You need to make a decision. You want to protect yourself. You do. You're in this space where it's like, oh, but if I say that, and then they do this, then what, right? But the thing is, this situation's not going to go away. So it really has to be resolved. It's that kind of thing. So stand your ground, say what you think, right? A decision is needed. Yeah. So we have this energy of the 8 of Cups, which is you right now. And this is departure and change, where you're in a space where you recognize in a very healthy way that something doesn't feel right for you and it's time to move on. Something's not feeling right. This is the energy like sadness but no regret kind of thing, where you probably left the situation emotionally already, right? And you're just trying to work on yourself, make yourself feel better, right? But it's a Saturn and Pisces energy, like literally Pisces being a dream, Saturn being about restriction, delay, responsibilities. It's about no. But you can't have that right now. So it's you being involved in a situation that, you know, like if I stay in this job, if I stay in this relationship, if I stay in this family situation that I'm embroiled in, I'm not going to get my way. I'm not going to get, they're not even on, damn it, I'm not going to get my way like a child. It's not that kind of thing. It's more like you know that you're not going to actually be able to manifest what it is that you ultimately want for yourself within this situation. So you're recognizing that you really do need to walk away. But the challenge for you right now, the current challenge is pain. The current challenge is heartbreak, betrayal, depression. But the lights are coming on and the confusion is going to be lifted and you're going to be able to move on. But you might be having a hard time getting to that point because you're just feeling the pain. The moving on part could definitely be the challenge, because you know you have to move on from something. You know something has reached its expiration date, whatever it is. It could be that job, that money, opportunity, family situation, relationship, whatever it is. So we have the basis of the situation working with the 10 of Cups. So the 6 of Pentacles is really getting in touch with your emotions about money and about possessions and about priorities and all of that, and it's sitting down and having a very open conversation. It really, because this is a moon in Taurus, so moon is all about our emotions. How are we feeling about something? In Taurus is that 2nd house of money, of work, of income, of daily routines. Our daily routines, our values, material possessions, looking at all of these things and saying, am I in a situation that's able to meet those things, right? If I'm there for my partner, are they there for me in the same way? Do we have that energy of reciprocity? I have your back, you have mine. Because this is what you're looking at right now. This could, maybe your relationship's perfect, right? It's, well, whatever that means for you, but you're happy. Maybe this has to do with a family situation or a job where you're like, I'm putting all of this energy in. Am I getting the same thing back? And not that you're doing something for something back, but it becomes really obvious when the scales are in balance. So maybe you're doing a job and you're working your ass off and you're just not making the money that you'd like to make. Where that element of reciprocity is not there. But you can't not, like, right now you're really looking at what it is that you put out when it comes to all of these things. Your day-to-day routine, your habits, your priorities, your possessions, your money, doing all these. This is a minor arcana, but it's a big one. It's a big one, right? And the present situation, we have the 10 of Cups. So really trying to focus on this Mars and Pisces energy, right? This family contentment. recognizing the benefits of security. Really wanting to have this great experience for your family, your partnership, your job, whatever you're working hard on, finally coming together, having to do with communication, family, business, romance, anything like that. It's a beautiful energy. But really looking at everything I just talked about with that second house. And I feel like a lot of you are going to be looking at it, particularly because it is conjunct Uranus in that 7th house of relationships, of business partners. So you're looking at money. Like, it's not only money, though. It's like money, could be that. What you guys are doing on the day-to-day, your possessions, who prioritizes what, who values what about your daily habits? You're looking at these things. Because I feel like there's some sort of challenge coming from relationship, challenge coming from some sort of contract. Maybe it's not your marriage, maybe it's a contract you're dealing with, or a business partner, something like that. And you're looking at it and you're getting real with yourself and you're saying, you know what, I think I need to change my strategy here, right? With Uranus in the 7th, yeah. Yeah. But don't forget that North Node of Gemini is hanging in your 8th house of merging sex, intimacy, and shared finances. So something positive might be going on for your partner right now, having to do with money, finances, something like that. Could be that as well. But I don't want to make it too complicated for you. So we have the 7 of Wands here. So the 7 of Wands, this is the suggested approach. So the 7 of Wands is the suggested approach. Is don't forget about your morality and your personal philosophy, and don't be afraid to draw the line in the sand and say, I'm going to do this, but I can't do that. I'm sorry, not sorry. This is going against the grain, and you being in this space where you're experiencing obstacles, you're going to be able to get over whatever the challenge is. I'm not even worried about that, right? I mean, this is an energy of success, but it does indicate that you're in the space where you do have to defend yourself. And for a lot of people, this energy, the 7 of Wands, is you're not only defending yourself, you might be defending a group of people. So you might be defending your department or your whole family or a group of people having to do with a situation. Now, the energy that's external to you, or this can represent others, is the King of Pentacles in the reverse. So this could be somebody who has no follow-through. This could be somebody who is jealous, who's just like not a very healthy energy. This could also indicate significant greed. Somebody just not wanting to share, somebody who's just very greedy, weird with money, not comfortable, and you're needing to defend yourself or yourself and people that you care about to this energy. Okay, and then we have your challenge here is in the 6 of Swords. So you might be having a hard time letting something go. All right, I mean, this is Mercury and Aquarius energy. It's moving on. It's, detaching from the situation, allowing some space. But this is in your challenge energy, right? You want to be able to do it, but you're having a really hard time. That's the thing, Yeah. But at the same time, like, you're having just a very hard time as well. I'd say reckoning something, reasoning something out, mending something, coming to terms with something. So you're having a hard time detaching from a situation, even though you know full well that, like, you might be, obviously you're dealing with a messy energy here and something in work and a family situation and a relationship, something like that. But you're having a hard time doing it, and then look what happens in the near future. I mean, of course, this is what's going to happen, right? It's Saturn and Sagittarius. You're not going to be able to feel like you can move forward in the way that you'd like, so you feel overwhelmed. It's too many responsibilities, a lot of burdens, overloaded demands, right? The only thing, and I always say this, I try to say this with the 10 of Wands, so let's say the 10 of Wands has to do with like a job thing or a family thing or a friend thing, right? Where it doesn't really have to do with you. If you're in a relationship, it doesn't really have to do with your relationship. You want to make sure that you don't get so swept up in all of like the drama or the anxiety or the busyness of these external things that you end up, I'm going to say, sacrificing your relationship by neglecting your relationship. You just want to be mindful of that. If things are good with you and your partner, don't forget to tell them that you love them. Maybe leave them a little note. Maybe take, some extra time out. Maybe try to do like a a day away or something like that to reconnect, because I am feeling a lot of you guys might be going through some sort of experience like that. Okay, now we have in the near future the Fool, which who doesn't love the Fool? We all love the Fool, because this is like new, right? This is a new, for some, this is a new relationship. This is a new start or approach to a current relationship. This is a new approach or a start to that business dealing, whatever's going on, doing things differently than before, going with the flow. So for some of you, this could be a new path, a new opportunity, a new approach to a current position that you're in even. For some of you, it's a new career altogether, some sort of new enterprise. But there's this idea of new happening here. So I really like it. It does seem like, though, there's this, it seems like you're focusing on the right things. It really does, Scorpio. It really does. It seems like you're focusing on the right things, but you're having a hard time letting something go. You don't want to let somebody get away with something, because it seems like you're dealing with somebody who's greedy, who doesn't have any follow through, who's jealous, who... somebody has issues. and you know, if somebody comes along and is like, Scorpio, rise above it, you're like, hell no. I am not rising above anything. I am, you know, going to face this on, and I'm going to do what I need to do to get done what I need to get done. And I feel like a lot of you are going to be very, very articulate about what it is that you expect, because you're going to be very focused on your wishes for the future and how your hopes and also, this is the thing too, going back to that Seven of Wands, I have to say this is going to resonate with some of you. With this Mars, Venus, then Mercury energy in the 11th house is the energy of the humanitarian. It really is about, that's unfair. I'm not allowing that to happen. So some of you guys might be in a space where you're like the voice of the people. And I know that's going to, obviously that's only going to resonate with some of you, but you might even be feeling this with like, maybe you have to stand up to your spouse for you and your children, or you have to stand up to your family for, you know, regarding your relationship, or it's because there's not, I feel like there are more people involved in your life than just you. That's almost silly to say, but do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like your warrior energy is going to be tapped into, but not only for your purposes. It's like, it really comes down to what's right and what's wrong. And it's not even, I'm not even going to say like it's necessarily a subjective thing. This is like, no, all right, that's just not right. That's not right that they're able to do A, B, and C. All right. So, somebody needs to hear that. Okay. So let's pull some energies for a relationship. You know, again, I did that extended love read a few days ago, having to do with singles, coupled and complicated, if you want to check that out for the month of August. But we'll see what else we get here. Ace of Wands, 4 Pentacles. Yeah, see, I mean, you get the 4 of Pentacles in the current situation. I feel like you're either in a space of self-protection in relationship, or you're just really concerned about your security. You might be very concerned about the security, you know, obviously it could be your mental and emotional security within the relationship. I hope it's not your physical security, but this could be like, if you're married, this could have to do with you being really worried about money for you guys right now. We have the Ace of Wands though coming into this from the past, which is great. I mean, this is a fire energy, very auspicious for new beginnings, right? So this could be finding out that you're pregnant. It's the energy of virility, new chapter of passion. Maybe you just met this person, you guys got you were really swept up. So if you've been together a while, maybe you guys were sort of experienced like the next cycle in your relationship, and you were just very caught up in the passion of it. So whether it was if you found out you were pregnant, or you decided to get married, or you buying a house, some sort of business venture together, something that really spoke to your creativity, your passion, making you feel very motivated to be in it. Now we have the 4 of Pentacles. So this could have to do, you know, if you guys, you know, are pregnant, or if you're buying a house or a business, whatever, you being worried about money, that makes sense, right? That could make sense if you're resonating with it like that. But some of you also just may be in the space of being very protective of self. In the near future, we have the Six of Swords, Mercury in Aquarius, moving on from something, detaching, taking time apart, or at least taking a break so that you can have some space to do some internal work. Now, for some of you, this can be literal travel. Clarifying that as the advice energy is the Ace of Pentacles. So, the advice here is to perhaps get a new job. But really, what is Ace of Pentacles about? It's about having a foundation of stability. And the thing is, again, with that South Node transiting that second house of money and possessions and all of that, it does seem like there needs to be some sort of addressing here having to do with this, particularly in relationships. There are big changes going on in relationship. I mean, we have Uranus in the 7th, that's a relationship house, and we have Neptune in the 5th, which is romance and love affairs, right? Uranus in the 7th is more about, marriage kind of things. 5th house is more falling in love affairs. So it doesn't really matter where you're at right now. Neptune is like a lack of clarity. Uranus is like stress and tension, right? Having to do with these things. But either one is not in a positive connection with that second house of money and possessions and priorities and ethics and stuff like that. So it does seem like you're in this space where you need to really look at how strong do you think the foundation is in the relationship, and what do you have to do in order to fix it from your end, right? From your end. Now, it does seem like Nine of Pentacles, this is the energy external to you. So this could be the energy surrounding you, or this could be the energy that's indicating the person that you're with. So this is a Venus and Virgo energy. So the Nine of Pentacles is all about working on self and the positive benefits that come from working on self. So working on self meaning working on your own business and then making money. Working on yourself and then finally meeting a healthy connection. Working on yourself and improving your relationship. Your partner working on themselves, doing some really good work on themselves, and that really helping the relationship, the health of the relationship. So you can manifest all these different ways, but either way you slice it, it's a good energy because it's about integration of body, mind, and spirit. Now, what is your challenge is the Ten of Wands. So yeah, again, this energy of overwhelm. Overwhelm. So some situation might be really, really taxing you, having to do within this relationship. Just really, and I mentioned about if you just find yourself being super busy and you're neglecting the relationship, make sure you pay attention to this, to this situation then in your relationship. But feeling very overloaded by the demands and the responsibilities. But this could also be mental, like a mental overload. You just feel like you can't handle things anymore. But people external to you may very well not even know that you're feeling this, because this is more of an internal energy. And the outcome is the Hierophant, which is marriage. But it's not only marriage. It's not only... This is like, let's go a little deeper. That's such a surface understanding of it, right? I mean, this is marriage. It's committed partnership. Yes, it's all of that. But it's also about commitment and emotional development and expectations and the ability to conform to something that's necessary within the relationship. Now, in astrology, the Hierophant is Taurus. Taurus rules that second house that we've been talking about, where the South Node is sitting for you, having to do, again, with money, income, daily routines, material possessions, priorities, habits, all of that, your ethics, all of that. At the same time, in numerology, this is the Temperance card, which is Sagittarius. So you're going to be in the space where you're going to try to reconcile some sort of situation that's going on through cooperation, moderation, and really kind of finding this this tempering, right? This trust, this cooperation that's going to be very beneficial after a really difficult time. So very nice energy, I feel like. Because here there's a lot of inbound, right? The Ten of Wands is just like, I can't hold these wands anymore. I got to put them down. All right, cool. I like it. Very good. Okay. So, yeah, look, I mean, we have the Nine of Swords. Definitely, you know, anxiety and overwhelm. Mars and Gemini. Not sure what to do. You know, just not sure how to handle a situation. You're just not sure. And not responding well to the external stress of everything. Because you're way forward and something wasn't clear. You know, very hard energy to navigate. Then we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse. So this is something coming to light and trying to mend it. Making amends, right? Which is nice. I mean, here you're feeling a lot of stress, but here you're trying, like somebody gets caught doing something. You call somebody out, right? They get caught with their pants down, hopefully not literally, but you know what I'm saying. And then you guys work from there and you mend it. And you still have fire in your belly for this relationship for sure. I mean, and you're in a strong position. You're just really tired of dealing with the nonsense, but you still want to persevere through it. I do feel, even though you're feeling very defensive right now, you just want to make sure that you don't stay in a negative mindset, right? Because from that, clarifying that, we have the Six of Wands. So sitting down and really, really, really sharing your feelings and it going really well. This is very positive communication coming in. That leads to a deepening of connection. But what are you guys talking about? You're talking about the energy of overwhelm. You're talking about that you feel like the relationship is being ignored. You need romance. You have to tell your partner, people, the human condition, we're like flowers, right? We wilt in the shade. We're beautiful in the sun, right? That kind of thing. So depending on where you're at. But you're talking about, I mean, a lot of you may be in the space of like, look, we have to sit down and talk about how overloaded I feel, how heavy this is. We have to talk about this burden. We can't not talk about it anymore. But there is this element of confusion, choices and confusion, commitment issues, not sure what's real, what's not, things feeling up in the air. And you really being able to feel, without question, that you're starting a new beginning of something. Some of you can feel like it's the beginning of the end of something that's been difficult, or the beginning of something that's just great. But we have the Magician, which is all about manifesting. Magician is Mercury. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. So having really good communication to problem solve here. We're having that with the Queen of Coins. So talking about your marriage, talking about the money situation, talking about how to improve your financial management, talking about your sex life, talking about fertility, talking about once and for all, are we going to have that baby? Are we not? And having all of these conversations that could be really icky, but just saying, look, this is Sagittarius and Capricorn energy. Capricorn, if we're going to work out and move forward with any kind of honest integrity and intention, Sagittarius, we have to sit down and figure this out. It's time to settle whatever conflict is hanging out here, Scorpio. Whether it's within yourself or within yourself and with somebody else or just with somebody else, whatever it is. And if you're in the space where you're just like, I don't even know how to do that, woman. You're telling me to settle the conflict. I don't even know where to start. Start with your heart. That's just... Start with your heart. Open, honest, not being afraid, right? Because the King of Cups is not afraid. Not afraid of being vulnerable, not afraid of that level of intimacy, not afraid, not afraid. Easier said than done, I know. All right, so this is going to be for those of you who are in separation. So I'm going to pull 3 different types of oracles, and then I'll pull a couple clarifiers if I feel like we need. Addiction, self-indulgence. Right, let me just pull them and then we'll talk some. So I'm going to end up circling back around. So my spirit is always with you. Can you feel me? Can you feel me? Do you love me too? Do you still love me too? And that's being clarified by addiction. Codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, restraint. And then that's being clarified by our connection still affects me. I still feel you on my soul. I feel like you're on the other side of my every breath. Being clarified by paradise. Happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, enjoying each other, oneness. So they definitely recognize the value in the relationship. I need more time to figure things out, but I don't want to lose you. What does that mean, anyway? Right? I kept up a facade to the world, but you always saw past that into my soul. And that's being clarified by self-indulgence. Focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. And then we have, you've been in my dream. So, you know, general messages here, though, guys. I feel like somebody's trying very hard to work on themselves, but they're not there yet. They might be getting over an addiction. They might be recognizing some sort of anger issue, some sort of issue with regulating their personality, something like that. King of Cups, yeah. So they're still trying to settle something within themselves, for sure. We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse is a very smothering energy. This has to do with insecurity. This has to do with addiction. So I feel like you were dealing with somebody who is just struggling with balance, for sure. Yeah, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is somebody who maybe is greedy, kind of selfish, going into debt. This could be stressed about money. Yeah. This is, you're dealing with an energy, Scorpio, it does seem like here, with this person in the past, that has some self-sabotaging tendencies, you know, that are pretty overt. I guess we can all do that. We could all get in our own way sometimes, right? But this is more overt. Let's just pull through more. So clarifying this King of Cups, right, the need to settle this conflict within themselves. We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, which is, for some, this could be just straight up immaturity, having issues with finances. Some of you may be dealing with this person having a lot of trouble with their kids, with their children. Like, let's say you guys don't have kids together, they have their own kids, some sort of issue going on there. And then we have that Queen of Cups energy, again, having to do with insecurity and addiction. We have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, which is really about hope returning and recovering and getting past something. So it looks like somebody is like in the throes of trying to recover from something. It does look like that. It doesn't have to be, it can be to, you know, we say a regular addiction. I mean, addiction is any kind of imbalance, but they're just definitely trying to get past something, it does seem like, right? And then we have the Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands is a Jupiter and Libra energy. And this is, even though we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, which is like stressing about money and greed and all of that, it does seem like they want to talk to you about it. This is very like a communication energy, right? Feelings being shared, positive communication, deepening of things. But it seems like they're just, though they're going through a lot of challenge, it does seem like the person that you're dealing with. Scorpio, it's up to you. You want to re-engage with this energy? Totally up to you. It's part of the human condition. You could say, nope, I'm going to sit that one out. Thank you very much, Jackie, for telling me the weather. I don't want to go out in that today. And others of you are like, all right, you know, I want to give it another go. So whatever you do, you know, whatever you do, it's your choice. All right, my friends, thanks so much for hanging out with me. You guys have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.